YouTube, welcome back. I'm here with another video going over my man cave here in my garage. Come follow. This is what the client sees when they walk in, as they're walking inside my garage. Don't mind the mess, it's been a windy day so far. I have a screen door just in case it's a hot day and I want to have fresh air come inside the garage. So I have this screen door for that reason. It has a code just for me to know and open it. Come on in. You can't see anything right now because all the lights are off. I have an Alexa smart home that I use to turn it on, which I'm about to show you right now. I have my Alexa. All I gotta do is click that. It's going a little slow right now, but everything turns on with one click, right? So first things first, I'm gonna talk about the door. I have a door, it's a glass door. I had an older door. It was just like a wood door that I had. This one is a glass door, so it looks a little bit more welcoming, and I also have a privacy screen, something I got on Amazon, pretty cheap. First things first is my station. I have some hexagon lights on the top, and I also have my tools. These are the clippers, you know, simple things that barbers have. Clippers, I have the TPOBs as one of my clippers. I also have the Stylecraft Instincts that I use, the Stylecraft Savers. These are my go-tos right here, and also Stylecraft Instinct Shaver. These are hitters, they hit really hard for shaving. And I also have Babyless, the FX1s with the removable battery. These are great because if your trimmer is dying, you just gotta replace it with another battery and then you're ready to go. Tomb 45 trimmer, also good for lineups. And I also have my Tomb 45 Babyless clipper. I don't have an air compressor here to dust off my clients, so I use a different duster that I bought on Amazon. This thing was pretty expensive, but it's very powerful. This is my blow dryer that I use for my clients. I have a Dyson. I just don't like the wires. This one is wireless. If you see, works very well when I'm hairstyling someone's hair. It works just like a Dyson. That's why I decided to go with this. Wireless, no wires at all. If you come over here, I also have a wireless charger for my phone. It's in the Cybertruck because I like Tesla. I have a Tesla of my own, and I have an air purifier. Since it gets real dusty, since it is a garage, I have this. In here, I just have a bunch of extra tools, you know, gloves, you know, combs and dusters and clips. This is where I have all my extra clippers that I don't use and I probably don't even need, but I have them just in case. Enhancements, extra blades, extra chargers that I have for those extra clippers, and you know, extra hairsprays and shaving gel and capes and all that stuff. I try to keep everything here. I'm not really gonna go over too much what I have in my toolbox because a lot of the stuff that I have in here are tools that I have for my house, for my own, to fix separate things, you know. This is a barber chair that I have. I got this chair about 4 years ago. As you can tell, it's already kind of wearing out. But before this chair, I started with the chair that I had gotten an offer of. Cheap chair, it was like 50 bucks. I got it used, but then I was able to get this chair. This chair ran me about 800 bucks. It is expensive for those of you who are trying to get a chair. This style of chair, barber chairs are very, very expensive, but they're well worth it. It goes with the aesthetic. Mats, I have 2 mats. Typically barbers only have 1, but I have 2 just because I like to work around. I'm not really too much on the spinning. Sometimes I'll spin them around, but if I don't, I have cushion everywhere I go around the client. I have the typical ring light barbers have, as you can see right here. Turn it on and off. Because of the hexagons, I don't really use this unless I'm shooting content, but if I do want to get that extra brightness, I use this ring light for that reason. A little fan that I have right here, it's just very small. I don't really like having a big fan next to my station. I got this on Amazon too, I don't know, like $30, but that's that. Let's talk about what we have right here. If you look towards right here, this is actually a projector screen. So because I don't just use this place to cut hair, this is a place where I also, you know, hang out with the family, friends. I have a projector screen that goes down. So as you can see, this is a projector screen. It's a very, very big projector screen. It measures about 8 feet long, and it can go up to down to the floor, but I usually keep it down to this limit because I feel like that's what is enough. What I'll do is, this is where I have a movie night with the family. I'll lay down an inflatable couch that I have right here, and the kids, we all have a movie night, watch sports, TV shows, whatever you want to watch. And it goes off of this projector. This is a ViewSonic projector that I purchased. They go for about $1,000. It's 4K, so the image quality is very nice on this big white screen. All I have to do is just shut down the curtains, roll this down, cover that up, and it gets real pitch dark in here, and the image quality is amazing. let alone this serves two purposes. One of them being that, the second one being this, where I shoot content. Client will sit down right here, I'll have a light facing him, and as you can see, the background behind me is actually white. We can also put a color light back there, so it can kind of reflect off of that white screen to give it that nice look. So if you come this way, this is a vacuum that I have to pick up all the hairs that I have. I kind of made a goofy design and gave it some eyeballs just to pretend like it's a friend, eating up all the hair that gets swept under that vacuum. I also got this on Amazon. I don't remember how much, but it's similar to the eye vac. A lot of you guys know about the eye vac. That's something that barbers typically use. And then moving on to this side of the garage is the waiting area, right? I have two office kind of chairs, I guess you can say. I forgot how much they measure. They're about like maybe 6 feet long. I got these on Amazon as well. Before this, I had a way complete different setup. If you guys see on my old videos of my YouTube, I had a little bar, like a bike bar that I got off of a furniture store. And right here, I think I had my fridge, or I had something else right here, but I'll show you guys in the video so you guys can see how much this place has changed and updated. I'm always bringing different ideas to this place because I don't know what's wrong with me, but every time that I see an idea, I just want to do it. So when this place looks a lot different from when it started. If you guys notice, I have a lot of these corner LED lights all over the man cave. Those are also items that I got off of Amazon. I like it because it brings a nice aesthetic of like an RGB aesthetic in here. So that's something that I like. Right here in this wall are just pictures that I have from athletes that I like. Most of you guys know that I like Barcelona, Messi. I like this portrait of Kobe because I like the vivid colors that it has. And you know, he passed away. He was just a big legend. That's that. Over here to this side, I also have some posters and some Barber posters. I try to keep it somewhat Barber in here as well. As you see, I got this one. I got this one with this guy with his cigarette and the Corona. I just like the different frames that I have here. It's a nice aesthetic in my opinion. And this wall, I have, first of all, the Barber pole, a nice gold Barber pole. I used to have a different one, but I got a smaller one because I like the gold aesthetic and the simple look. This one's a little bit smaller. I also like the little light on top of the pole. Right here, one of my favorite athletes. For those of you who follow soccer, to me, these are one of the probably the 3 best players right now in the game. So that's that. Right here, I have little collections of cards that I bought off some clients that sell these. And something that my wife got me too here, one of those Funkos of myself. A lot of people confuse it and say, is that Messi? No, that's me. I also have a Messi one over here that I'm about to show you. A little bit of Star Wars, just a little detail for the man cave. If we go on over to this side, this is the bathroom. If you guys come this way, this is the bathroom. I know you're probably thinking, why do I have a shower in here? Initially, when I got this place, I was gonna rent it out. So I thought to myself, let me get a bathroom. So I went all in and paid for a bathroom. So whenever a client's coming in and they just got out of work and they need to take a shower before the haircut, they'll come here. No, I'm just joking. This is just the bathroom. So the toilet, the sink, if you come this way too. So if you come here, there's also a mirror. So whenever a client comes and they want to check out their haircut or just simply look at themselves, there's a mirror that I have attached to the door for them to, to look at each other. 2 little mirrors right here, little decorations that I have right here also, right here. I also have a weight scale in case a client is, got to use the restroom and they want to make sure how many pounds they lost after that restroom trip. I'm just joking. That's just there for me. Now going on to this way, this is like my multimedia area. I always had the vision of having a lot of different things in one area, and one of them was a multimedia area. This is where I play video games. I also have an additional screen in case I want to watch TV. While I'm doing that, this is the area where I hang out with my kids. My kids like playing video games with me, and this is where we'll kind of game up. Also, if I want to edit any videos, check any emails, or just simply be on the computer, this is the area that I do it at. I have my printer, and yeah, this is the area right here. This is where I sit down and start doing everything. This is the Puffco that I was telling you about. The Funko that I was telling you about that is Messi. Some people thought this was even me. That's why they said it was similar to the one I have over there. But yeah, I also have little decorations, a Tesla, similar to the one I have. But yes, this is the multimedia area. If you look over here, this is one of the little, They call it a hypercube. This is something that I also got on Amazon that was a good add-on to my man cave because it goes with the music. So if I were to play some music right now, those LEDs will be going crazy and will be going with the beat. So if you look right here, this is a fridge that I got on Amazon. It's a vintage fridge. I wanted to give it that vintage look along with that same color because one of my favorite colors is red and black, and a picture of a lion. I like lions. I'm a Leo myself. I was born in August, so I have this thing for lions. I love lions. King of the jungle. I just have ice in here and beers in here in case a client wants to come in and grab a water or grab a beer. All they gotta do, hey bro, you want a beer? Yeah, they'll come over here, pop the beer open and have a drink. Pacifico, sponsor me. Over here is a separate area. This is where initially I had a big old long couch here, which again I'll show you guys from my previous updated videos. I had this very long black and red couch, which I liked. It was a really, really nice couch, but I felt the need to change it up a bit. I didn't feel that I needed to have a big old long couch almost taking all this wall over here. So what I did is I did an investment and I bought this bar table for my clients for when I'm having a fight night or a nice soccer game or simply just want to have a drinking night. I bought this bar where, you know, you can lay your drink on and watch a game, watch the TV. So I got my bottles scattered around this, around the TV. And also right here, if you look, I didn't just get a bar, I made it a display shelf for colognes and perfumes that I sell. I also have my own product over here, which I'm kind of running low. I'm gonna be stocking up soon. But this is where clients come in sometimes. They don't even come for a haircut, or they'll come for a haircut and they'll purchase a cologne and a perfume. So it's like, I saw it as, I might as well make money off that one instead of having a long old couch that I had. So this is very convenient. It was a great addition to my man cave, I feel, in my opinion, and to a lot of people's opinion. So that is why I got it. I paid a lot of money for this, but it's paying off and it's well worth it. If you go over here, this is a garage. This did not come with the window. I just put a window just to let kind of like air come in and out in case it gets too hot or too cold. It's good to have a little window. And then right here is just something extra that I added. A coffee area in case a client wants to have a coffee while they wait. Candy, a microwave in case I have people over and they need to reheat some food. I got the microwave right here. Same color as the vintage fridge that I have over there. On the corner, it's just kind of like another LED. Like I said, I have them all around the man cave, and I have my Mancavecuttz sign that I also got on Amazon, which is also red. If you go towards this way, right here is where I have my mini split. And again, this is the entrance of the door. But I have a mini split, and before I had this mini split, I actually had an AC that was mounted over here, which is another reason why I made this a window. I had a small AC, like kind of like one of those Windows ACs. But because of the square footage of this room, the AC was not really blowing enough to cool this place down because it wasn't, I feel, powerful enough or big enough. And it gets really, really hot out here in Paris, California. So I decided to invest in a mini split, which it's been great because it's both AC and heater. So literally I just turn this thing on when it's hot, or when it's cold, I just turn on the heater. Great investment. If you guys have a setup in the garage, I would recommend in the Inland Empire where it gets really hot to get one of these. If you look down below on the floor, I used to have an epoxy dot, but I ended up switching to a wood floor to have it match my house. My house is the same exact flooring. I decided to make that investment because I didn't feel epoxy was really in 2026, 2025 a style anymore. It was more of a garage look, and I wanted to give this place more of a modern open space look. And by putting this floor, I kind of felt like it made this place look bigger. I also got my little mats in here that I got also on Amazon. So check them out. I spent a lot of money in this place. There was a lot of different investments that I did for this place to look the way it does. If I had to break it down to you, this place did not have anything. It was just, it didn't even have a ceiling. You could see right through the roof. You could see spider webs. You could even see the wood. It did not look nothing like this. I invested in getting drywall, painting it. I had a different color in here. I had a gray color. Eventually, recently, I went with the whole black color just to make everything on the wall pop out. But I spent, man, if I had to give you guys an estimate, probably over 50K in everything that I've done in this place. But I think it's well worth it because it matches my aesthetic and it catches the client's eye. They're very, very happy. They love coming in here because of how this place looks. Here's a fan that I got. I don't really use it unless it's really, really hot. It has that. It has a little halo light on there too if I need to use it. I typically don't use it because I have the hexagon lights. Aside from the fan, if I were to shut these lights off, I have another kind of like setting, right? This is more of like a, all right, I invited the friends over. We're not cutting hair right now. I just want to simply sit down, have some drinks, and watch a fight. This is a lighting that I have just for that as well. Now, if I want to turn this all off, I also have my Alexa. All I gotta do is click one button, and these lights all should shut off. They just shut off right now. And I have a little light right here. Well, it's like spotlights that turn on like this. They also dim, like from bright to not so bright. If you see over here, here's the bright, and then this is me dimming it down. Sometimes if I, if it's too dark and I don't want it to be too bright, I can dim them down like that. That was something that I did when I first got my place. But let me go ahead and turn these lights back on. Now, another thing that I didn't share with you guys, if you come this way, this is where I have an Echo Show. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a thing that Amazon does for this is something that you can have in your desk. I use it in my barbershop because it kind of tells me everything. I can pull up my cameras that I have outside at a glance. All I gotta say is, show me the front. Show me the front door, and this screen will show me that. I'm also able to play music through here. If you see, I can play, it's literally a TV, but it's like 15 inches long, so not so big. I can play my Spotify, YouTube, Netflix, Disney, Prime Video, you name it. I love this device because at a glance it tells me the time, the weather, and everything that I just mentioned. So I think this is a great investment for you barbers in case you guys want to have something just here at a glance. As you see over here too, I already talked about this area, but this is a TV that I have. It does have surround sound. I have another TV over there. So a lot of screens. I know sometimes there's multiple events going on at once, and I want to have a fight here and a soccer game over there, or basketball, football, you name it. I have plenty different screens to make it feel like a bar. I don't know if you guys, obviously you guys have been to a bar, and when you guys go, sometimes they're playing the same thing in multiple TVs. I could do the same thing here. And if I don't want to play the same thing, I can play multiple different things. So this place started getting established around 2020 when I bought my house. Initially, and quite honestly, I didn't envision this place to be the way it is right here, like it is right now. I just wanted to have basically a man cave, right? I didn't even really cut hair like I do now, back then in 2020. All I was doing was practicing on my brother, my dad, some neighbors that I had. And when 2020 hit is when COVID hit, obviously. And it really made me realize how much people needed barbers, including myself. So I took it upon myself to bring a chair. Before, the chair used to be over here, and then I moved it over here. But I did not envision having a barbershop in here. I envisioned just having a man cave to have friends over or just family, So what I'm trying to tell you here is, if you're a barber, location is never something that should be an excuse for you. If you have a house, if you have a garage, or even if you don't have that, you have a shed, or you can do this, This is something that's gonna speak for you and your clientele. So when your clients walk in through this door, they're gonna say, man, this place looks nice. I wanna keep getting a haircut here. That is something that I just did. So I want you guys to understand that you guys can do it too, if you put the hard work to it. So the purpose of this video is for you guys to see what I was able to do with just my garage. I was able to build a restroom, put a barber station, multimedia room, sell colognes. There is no excuse. If I could do it, you could do it too. Mind me, this barbering is not my full-time job. I'm actually, I work for FedEx, I work for a different company. That has been my main source of income for 12 years. I've been at the same place for 12 years, and which was honestly a great stepping stone for me to have exactly what I have here. All the money that I spent right here was not through barbering. It could be for you, but for me it wasn't. It was another company to include, cutting hair at the same time. What I'm trying to get to you guys is, I was able to have the job that I have because of the hard work that you put into what you do. I grew up not really having the most money. My parents were not rich. I actually kind of grew up with a cheap dad. My dad really budgeted everything, and I was able to say to myself, I don't want to be that way. I want to be able to make money, to be able to have nice things and have the things that I have. And so my kids don't really go through that as well. So I'm trying to tell you that you can do the same. So this concludes the video, guys. If you guys have any questions about where I got anything in this man cave, whether from posters, chairs, station, I don't feel like I talked about the station, but if you see the station right here, this is a long Husky. tool station. It has stainless steel, so it is expensive. I think I paid about $1,600 for this. You don't need to do that, but that was just something that I did. This mirror that you see right here, I also got it from Home Depot. I think I paid about $600 for that, and you know, I have these little motivational quotes that you have up, that you see up here. So if you need the Amazon link to any of the stuff, let me know, okay? But this concludes this video. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.